First thing that we have to do is Tyler Oliveira made a response to Vince Vantage. I think it was like a week and a half ago. We covered this story of Vince Vantage going over Tyler Oliveira's content and what Tyler is often doing. When we looked into this, we found out that Tyler is a right-wing slop content producer. He has a narrative that he wants to push. He has a narrative that he wants to sell you, and he does that. I didn't think that it was enough to go ahead and say, hey, he's not a journalist, which is what Vince was saying. Instead, I more or less said he's not a good journalist, because I think the bias is pretty intense and doesn't, leave a lot to the imagination. It's not like he's presenting information without categorizing it. That among, editing errors, which, Tyler went ahead and, was trying to argue, oh, no, these are just simple, honest, and easy mistakes. And, we try not to have that happen, but it's going to happen, every once in a while. Not to say that those mistakes ultimately provide much better content to project the narratives he wants to project. One Punch, good afternoon, love you. So the thing is, overall, okay, what it comes down to for me, I just think that Tyler is producing slop content at the same kind of rate that other creators who have been criticized for it recently have been, because a lot of his stuff seems extremely biased and not really reflective of a grander reality. And mind you, of course, most of what Tyler Oliveira does to kind of project these narratives is what we would call man on the street interviews. Man on the street interviews are, oh, I met you on the street, now let me ask you questions, which is cool if you're just trying to do some dumb, funny, whatever, right? You'll get some people getting some weird reactions. When you're trying to project out a political message, it's the equivalent of debating college kids and acting like you're a great debater. But anyways, regardless of all that, I want to get started on this because Tyler Oliveira made a video called I Investigated Tyler Oliveira, Exposing All the Lies. And yeah, let's get into it. Ronan, good afternoon, love you. It's slow effort. Yeah, it's slow effort. It's mostly false. It's a thing. I also will say I did change up a little bit of how the chat and everything displays. So overall, you guys should have a much larger screen in this area. Yes, the webcam, it's not perfect, but it still does kind of work. I don't know. I didn't actually go ahead and balance it or anything like that, right? So the thing is, now the chat looks like this. So I don't know. I think it's fine. You're not getting censored. Okay, you're not getting censored. It literally, there's more chat that's going to be shown. And it's I don't know. I just thought it was a better look. And also, it probably will be better viewing for mobile viewers. So that's it. Good afternoon, love you. What's with Tyler's and being bad journalists? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Dark Nook, good afternoon, love you. Anyways, so let's jump into this. Let's see what Tyler Oliveira has to say for himself.
On Christmas Eve, a YouTuber by the name of Vince Vantage released a 49-minute long video titled Exposing Tyler Oliveira, YouTube's Biggest Liar, where he calls me...
I've been calling him Oliveira this whole time, and it's Oliveira. How have none of you corrected me on this? I got the volume. I got the volume, bro. I'm sorry. We find it funny. Kami, I hate you.
A liar implies that I am a racist and ultimately tries to destroy my career. In this video, I'll be debunking Vince's outright lies and false claims in order of the most absurd, baseless, nonsensical claims to the more creative speculation that he presents to an audience that already hates me. To do this, I'll even present some behind-the-scenes footage that will completely dismantle his baseless lies and irresponsible speculation. And I'm also going to acknowledge a few mistakes I've made over the last 2 years, some of which Vince actually does point out. Thank you, Vince. But before I disprove all of the lies Vince uses in his attempt to destroy my name, my reputation, and my channel, I want to set the stage. Vince is—
Can I just say, it feels really weird to make this video inside of like a dump room. Like an absolute just, this room is trashed. Like absolutely trashed, bro. No, Resi, those are props. It's a trash can. It's a shit shovel. It's a broken mop handle. Like, yeah, this is, yeah, I'm sorry, this is it's a trash room, dude.
He's a YouTuber who creates video essays. Besides a single photo of him getting married, congratulations by the way, Vince's entire Twitter account is dedicated to myself and my channel over the last couple months.
Yeah, you're his target. Hana, good afternoon, love you. It's literally literally his target. Yeah, dude, he's gonna go after you. Okay, and?
Non-stop, my ball.
Could we look at like the November period and say, hey, there's a chance Tyler Oliveira is talking a lot about, or the, election period, he's talking a lot about, Haitians eating cats and stuff like that. Is that possible that could happen?
In his mouth like an obsessive ex-girlfriend. Vince is also 33 years old. While I might not typically bring that up in this context, given how Vince talks about this guy who tried to ruin his life for seemingly no reason, I thought it was rather ironic.
A 37-year-old piece of shit, low-life loser who has nothing better to fucking do, just wants it down and doesn't have to prove anything about it.
And Vince's poorly constructed hit piece against me and my name is the longest video ever uploaded on his channel. The second longest video is one about Jeffrey Epstein. Yup, it seems like this is a bit personal, but it doesn't matter.
This is so much fluff. Get to the fucking point, dude. Like, this is so much fluff. Like, dude, he made a video about you that was 49 minutes long. I'm sorry. What if All History made a 10-hour video about how much he hates God, I think? I'm not really sure. I'm still kind of reeling from that, okay? But none of this is like meaningful.
Criticism is valid, and I am in fact just a liar, then I agree, Vince. Call me out. But unfortunately for Vince, it's simply not the case. For simplicity, I'll be using Vince's own tweet of points he asked me to address as a roadmap for this video. Let's get into it. Why did Tyler hide the fact that he shopped at a KKK memorabilia store that sells bleep and passed it off as an antique store? In this video, I walked into the store, bought some automatic assault rocks. In this video, I walked into the store, bought some automatic assault rocks, this license plate, and a copy of the city ordinance because the entire premise of the video was the city where everyone must legally own a gun.
Every head of household residing in the city limits of the city of Kennesaw is required to maintain a firearm together with ammunition, therefore, in the city penal code.
That was kind of the whole point of the video. This is a Civil War antique store that sells all sorts of artifacts and memorabilia from the Civil War time period. This is one of the silliest points ever, but Vince provides it in his attempt to paint me as a racist.
I mean, yeah, that's what he did. And it didn't really seem like a super great point to make, other than like, yeah, he went into the KKK store. If going into the KKK store immediately makes you KKK, that's fine, but like, it doesn't, it is just him like choosing bad sourcing, but like, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, if it's just the city ordinance thing, he could have gone literally anywhere. Probably could have gone to City Hall, gotten a copy of the ordinance there. But again, this was like very much me just saying, Vince, why are you? What is the point of this kind of smoke out on this, right?
You a racist, a Hitler, Tyler Oliveira.
Vince knows there are many objects for sale in the store just by looking at the footage in my video, but he creates a chapter titled KKK in his video, implying I went in there to go on some sort of racist shopping spree when I bought literal rocks.
I mean, hell, he bought so much stuff from this place that he needed a bag to take out everything he bought. I mean, it's just a grand old time at the KKK store, right?
I maybe spent 10 minutes in the store, talked to this lady, got an interview for the video, bought some rocks for the bit, and left. This point sort of outlines how desperate Vince is to paint me as a racist at whatever the cost.
I'm not even gonna call you a racist, a Hitler, Tyler Hitler. Now, do you think supporting a store like this might come off as maybe a little bit racist?
It's literally an antique store with a Civil War theming in the deep south of Georgia. I bought rocks, a piece of paper, and a plate with guns on it.
Okay. Why do you care? Why does he care about getting called a racist? I just I don't fully understand it, right? I don't actually understand why he gives a shit. This is why I didn't like the Vince Vantage thing. Because it really just tread into like all this, oh my God, he's this thing, he's that thing. And you know, he'll probably just own up to it. I mean, obviously, Tyler isn't doing that, right? Tyler is like kind of obfuscating. He didn't do the thing that would like, you know, prevent possibly this store from getting more, you know, buys, I guess. But even then, it's like, who gives a shit? You know? It's just a history store with a Nazi theme. I don't see the big deal. Yeah, I mean, you know, again, when it comes down to it, if it turns out like, you know, you're just going there to like, you know, get shit or whatever, yeah, it's gonna be content, dude. I'm sorry. If I want to start criticizing people for talking to Nazis, which I don't, yeah, I don't actually see where I could even like begin to give a shit about this entire point.
It's almost like saying if you pay admission to go to a Civil War museum, you're somehow supporting slavery. It doesn't even make sense, and Vince knows this, but he preys on an audience that already hates me to create this narrative that I am a racist.
Why did he hide the fact that he gave the most racist man in America a welcome gift he bought from the KKK memorabilia store that sells said?
Like, I just don't understand. I don't even call him racist, okay? I would call him a bad journalist. I would call it yellow journalism that is there to paint a narrative, which is honestly, if you're a journalist, I think that's probably worse than being racist, right? I don't need to figure out like what's in his mind's eye and how he does all that. All I know is that he's not a good narrator. Why should I listen to a bad narrator who pretends to be a journalist?
Bleep. First of all, I didn't hide anything. I even posted a photo of him and I on Instagram with a caption titled, "I gifted him automatic assault rocks from Kennesaw." For context, I saw the original video where the most racist man in a video meets another YouTuber, Pooty, and Pooty asks,
I do think this is also cope, because these are two separate videos in two separate states. He went to the most racist store in the South and went to the most racist man in America to give him rocks. I don't know if it's like he was just dropping by, you know, the most racist man in America after going to Kennesaw or whatever, but it was like kind of like one of those, he kind of did plan this out. It's kind of funny in like a weird way, but even then, you know.
This.
Me or this white rock right here? Be honest, don't lie to me.
The rock, it serves a purpose.
Secondly, the video where we met the most racist man in America was posted 1 week after the video we made in Kennesaw, Georgia. Here's all the proof that my trip to Kennesaw, Georgia and then to Zinc, Arkansas was in one trip. I still had the rocks from Kennesaw, Georgia. They were in my bag. I thought of it on the fly. It all worked out.
Okay, and this is like, and yeah, this was like the one thing where I'm like, oh, he probably did just go from one to the other. And it's like, okay, yeah, he's getting rid of the racism rocks with the racist, right?
Once again. But no, this wasn't some premeditated genius meetup. The guy doesn't even have a phone. You can't set meetings with this guy. He was out there. I knew I still had the rocks in the car. I knew about the Pooty bit with the rocks. I knew I could make him laugh if I gave him the rocks. I did. Boom! We have a video.
I lied. I did see the Pooty video, and I brought a gift. I had no intention to meet you, and we saw her. Like, that's the guy from that one video. He's gonna blow your mind. You ready for this? Okay, so I know you like the rock more than Pooty. I got an automatic assault rocks. That's kind of funny, right?
Oh, yes.
But Vince's
I didn't know about the Pootie video. Now I'm understanding what the Pootie video is about. DJ, good afternoon, love you. Yeah, it's kind of racist. To give the guy who likes a rock better than a person rocks and mentioning it, it's at the very least enabling racism, right?
So caught up in me being a racist that he wants to connect me giving this guy rocks, which is a callback to this video by Pootie, that it's somehow KKK related. They're just rocks. They're fucking rocks. Why did Tyler use—
Well, no, they're not just rocks. And you know they're not just rocks because you watched the Pootie video. And the Pootie video created a symbol for why this is the most racist man in America. Right? Within those rocks, you acknowledge that symbol and then put this together. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, no, there's like, I think there's a little bit, it's a little bit extra. Because the thing is, at this point, like, you are, like, working within the symbols, right? You know? And, like, I don't know. Maybe it's dog whistles, whatever, but, like, maybe that's, like, kind of, like, I'm just, like, thinking about this and I'm like, yeah, that's, yeah. You're kind of enabling him and making him think he's okay, which I guess is fine-ish, but, like, I don't know. I feel that's a little bit extra, right?
a PS5 as bait?
Notably, Ethan Klein called Gideon racist for being nice to the guy. Primordial. Ethan Klein is an absolute fucking moron. Why would I care what Ethan Klein says is racist and not racist? Ethan Klein thinks Dan Saltman is a reliable source. Why would I care what Ethan Klein has to say about shit?
To get someone to break into his car. 1, that's a TV, not a PS5. 2, to see if someone would break in and take it. We ran a little Mark Rober-esque sting operation with the TV and controller in the car. Fun fact, because I hate thieves, we emptied the boxes and put towels in them. But to be fair to Vince, his real point is that car break-ins and auto theft is so rare in the city of Oakland that we had to perform a little sting operation to show that cars do get broken into.
Because frankly, when Tyler goes to these places, it's not as bad as he always wants it to be. So by Tyler showing all these news clips, it could seem way worse than what it really—
Hannah, if it was the police, it would be called entrapment. When it's Tyler, what it's called is creating the situations that can lead to you getting the material that you want. You know, filmography. And then, you know, projecting that as like a normal thing, right? Whereas if cars are getting like just broken into willy-nilly, you're just going to have cars where none of that stuff's displayed, where there's maybe not even that much in the car to begin with. And that would be probably a closer analog to what's actually going on when you look at like, you know, car break-ins and whatnot, right? And so I think, again, this is a mark on his journalism. If it is as common as he says it is, he merely should be able to drive down the street and find it. Or, you know, like Tyler often does, he could just interview somebody in the community who would be able to, you know, validate the claims that he wants to validate. Again, I don't think it's entrapment. I think it's, again, this is a mark of Tyler being a bad journalist. It's objective crafting. Good job. Good job. Good Tyler.
really is.
What's hilarious about this though is that Vince has hyperanalyzed all of my videos. He's watched the entire Oakland video, yet he fails to include this scene where we walk up to a woman who is taping cardboard to her car window that just got broken into.
Know anyone else who's had their car broken into like this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody?
This isn't my first time going through this. So
how many times has it happened to you?
I can't even count on two hands. I've had my car stolen 2 or 3 times, broken into, more than 10 times.
Yeah. The next person we talked to in the video.
Again, man on the street interview. Mimic, good afternoon, love you. This is just like another man on the street interview. No actual like facts that we can check. We can't check to see if she's being correct about any of this. You know, again, it does help. Literally what I just said, which is he should have just done like had interviews like this with people, right? You know, I would say like the best way to do that would be interview people that you see that are doing basically what this woman is doing, and then like go to like a police chief, get like statistics, put all that together, you know, and probably focus the interviews with the people on how it makes them feel as a community. It's probably a better way to go about it. Twitchy, good afternoon, love you. Ties, good afternoon, love you. Kano, good afternoon, love you. Rezi, if you had to go space for a workshop, what would you do with it? Probably stop reading messages that have nothing to do with what the content is. Right? My dad lived in a bad neighborhood in Denver. He had a convertible and used to leave his doors unlocked. He'd rather someone fuck up the door instead of cut up the soft top trying to steal from him. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Taylor, good afternoon, love you.
Says this.
Just talked to Auntie outside who had her car window.
I'm gonna be honest, I would have no, like, if I went to space, I wouldn't be doing experiments. I wouldn't do anything like that. I would just be in space.
Broken in.
That's normal, man.
Normal?
Yeah, that's normal out here.
Everyday occurrence?
Rule number 1, bro, don't leave your stuff in the car.
And what's even funnier is that the crime statistics state that in 20...
Notice that, like, here's the thing, though. Him just saying, oh, it's an everyday occurrence, he's like, oh, it's normal, everyday occurrence, and the guy's just like, oh, just don't leave stuff in your car. Like, again, it's the yellow journalism. It's flavoring it. It's just not getting objective information. This is objective information. Fine.
23, Oakland reached the highest number of car thefts in more than a decade, with a 44% increase since 2020.
Wait, if you had space? Not if you had space, not in space? Wait. If you have a space for a workshop, what would you do with it? Oh, wood workshop. Who cares? Okay, sure.
But this is part of Vince's argument
woodworking,
that he begins to
maybe.
construct that we need to create evidence or falsify B-roll to legitimize the crime that doesn't exist in these cities, according to him. And Vince even gets ahead of himself with his victory lap as he begins to...
It's not that the crime doesn't exist. It's that he's saying you're giving it a bad narrative because of your sloppy journalism. Ronan, thank you for gifting the
It's a good deal. It's a good deal.
Thank you for gifting the ties, Ronan. Thank you. Perfect.
Heart comments on his YouTube video about me, basically co-signing more speculation. This comment with 5,000 likes that he hearted and therefore surfaced to the top of his comment section reads, the reason the gas station attendant said that on the loudspeaker was because they saw him leave his car there with the PS5 on the dash. This speaker is actually programmed to say this on loop because, guess what? So many people break into cars at this given gas station.
Okay. This no. This isn't an abnormal thing to see even in non-crime ridden areas. Okay? This isn't abnormal to even see in that case. Like, to have like a loop where it will put in, you know, disclosure arguments just so that way you don't have to deal with people complaining about it when it happens. You know, you then have the burden on them and not on you to begin with.
Of this property is not responsible for any theft or vandalism. Thank you for visiting Hagenberger Shell. Please ensure that all of your valuables are secure. The owner of this property is not responsible for any theft.
See, this is what I mean, like, why I don't like Tyler. Because, like, this is just, a lot of this stuff is not abnormal. It's not abnormal for a lot of places to just do this. It just, this is what I hate about his journalism, quote unquote.
Or vandalism.
But I did talk to the actual gas station attendant and he said this.
They wouldn't break into our car.
You gotta come during the day.
Hey, I gotta give a 5-star review to Hagenberger. No break-ins at 11 p.m.
No, not at night.
Okay, got it. Tomorrow morning?
You gotta come in the morning.
Oh, shit. Why did Tyler hide the fact he brought on known fraudster Darren Stalcup as his Oakland homeless expert? In my Oakland video, I introduced Darren as a Bay Area native and investigative journalist.
In this Oakland video, Tyler brings along this prestigious reporter. Now, this guy isn't a journalist. He's actually a used car salesman who pulled a $7,000 GoFundMe scam a couple months earlier.
So Vince basically clowns Darren for getting a 9-to-5 as a car salesman, referring to this Facebook post by Darren. So Darren told me that he's been doing citizen journalism since 2015 after his cousin Scotty was murdered by fentanyl dealers in the Bay Area. Recently, Darren's tried to move on and get a more traditional 9-to-5, and he proudly and excitedly got a job as a car salesman. Vince refers to this Facebook post in an attempt to discredit Darren and the work he's done since 2015 in the Bay Area.
Yeah, because it happened since the work he's done in the Bay Area in 2015. Female Unix, good afternoon, love you. What? Yeah. Sorry, let's play that back real quick.
Fentanyl dealers in the Bay Area. Recently, Darren's tried to move on and get a guy down, so Darren forgot
$1,000 GoFundMe scam. He's actually a used car salesman who pulled a $7,000 GoFundMe scam.
June 21st, 2023 is when Sukrit Ganesh made this post. Is this something that he's just sat on? Or is he going to bring up the fact that Darren did another one of these too? Are we not allowed to call out people that scam or what?
journalism since 2015 after his cousin Scotty was murdered by fentanyl dealers in the Bay Area.
Citizen journalists? No, that's what we call people on the internet who like to complain about things, right? Is that they'll take their stuff so seriously they must call it journalism. And mind you, as a creator, that's a good thing to do because then you're actually taking your content seriously and trying to do something with it. But ultimately, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a journalist. I don't think a lot of these people are journalists. I don't think Vince is a journalist. Hall Rage, good afternoon, love you.
Recently, Darren's tried to move on and get a more traditional 9-to-5, and he proudly and excitedly got a job as a car salesman. Vince
What, move on from scamming people?
refers to this Facebook post in an attempt to discredit Darren and the work he's done since 2015 in the Bay Area as a citizen journalist. My Oakland video with Darren went live August 14th, and then over a month later, Darren got a job as a car salesman. He was excited to get a new job and a reliable paycheck. Seems pretty understandable and commendable, right? I asked Darren himself why he moved on and got a job, and he said, "Mentally, I'm not the same. I think about all the faces, the stories, the losses. Maybe I've got PTSD, or maybe it's..."
This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Bro, why not confront this guy over scamming on GoFundMe? Why is this the message that you're okay?
It's the anxiety that never lets me sleep. My mind races with what
Yeah, like the anxiety of getting found out that you scammed people?
ifs and should haves. I'm human.
What's with the cropping? They're making it big enough that you can actually see it, okay?
Like everyone else, yet I feel this crushing weight, this responsibility that I can't shake off. I just want a moment of peace, a chance to breathe without the world collapsing around me. And the dumbest part of
Yeah, why do you think that's the case? Why was the world collapsing around him? Was it because he's a citizen journalist who scammed people? Like, yeah, it sounds like he's a scumbag and he can't take the heat when he does scum shit. Cope, seethe, cry, and go talk to your mom, dude.
Vince's point here is that Darren got the job afterwards. Basically, Vince is trying to attack Darren's credibility because he got a job, and in turn attacking my credibility, and in turn attacking the validity of our Oakland video. Secondly, Vince attacks Darren for running a GoFundMe where he asks his Twitter followers for money to move out of the Tenderloin.
Who pulled a $7,000 GoFundMe scam a couple months earlier.
I talk a lot about right-wing grifters in my videos, but this week Fox hosted one that was so lazy. I'm honestly kind of impressed. This guy, Darren Mark Stallcup, is trying to raise $10,000 to move from the Tenderloin neighborhood of San Francisco to another neighborhood in San Francisco.
Darren told him what he wanted the money for, used the money for that purpose, and received the money from consensual adults. What is the problem? Vince basically throws Darren under the bus to attack.
The problem is him overstating the issues. And if I'm not mistaken, and I might be mistaken here, didn't the original video by Vince show that he did another GoFundMe for a similar thing just like a year or two before? He's doing this GoFundMe to build the narrative around what he has in the first place.
The credibility of everything we've done.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was this? What's this message?
Vince basically throws Darren under the bus to attack the.
Man, instead of trying to make peace of a situation or extend an olive branch, you're loading the can again. I will not retaliate with anger, call your names, or attempt to load my cannon. This is a few years old. There are no skeletons in my closet. At the time, the Marina Times wrote an actual piece, but nowadays, today, I have a great relationship with the Marina Times. They already issued a redaction. We're on positive terms. Now I love seeing those old little memories. Yes, I was in Europe because that's where my European wife's family lives. I never spent GoFundMe on Europe. That's where my family and friends live. Thank you. You've never smoked a joint at Loch Ness Lake. It's maybe someday, homie. Darren, you're going on GoFundMe and begging money? Well, at the same point, like trying to money clout? I'm just gonna say, wait, so your European wife took you on a vacation? This is what bro, this is why people call it a grift and a scam. Because you don't need this. Ask your European wife's family first. Maybe, rather than having them fly you over to Europe, have them get you into a place where your wife's not gonna get stabbed. Like, I'm sorry. What?
Credibility of everything we've done. Next, misplaced B-roll and B-roll mistakes. In my videos, when we're talking about, let's say, crime.
Like, I mean, sure, you can have like some fun. Like, if somebody goes out to the movies, okay, and they have a GoFundMe for cancer, I'm not gonna get mad. Going to Europe isn't fucking cheap, dude. If it's so critical that you have to fucking move, okay, if it's so critical that you have to move because your wife is in danger, I feel you and yourself is in danger. I feel like that's probably a good time to have the European family help you out.
We may show an example of this crime happening in a given city. Now, Vince just spent the last 4 months going through roughly 2 years worth of my videos, analyzing almost 15 hours worth of my content. What Vince finds is a handful of examples where a given B-roll shot takes place in a different city. For example, here's this shot in our Oakland video about a machine gun manhunt that turned out to be from West Oakland, Pittsburgh. Now, Vince is right. This is a mistake and we messed up. This shot was from the wrong Oakland. Vince uses this example and a few others to create this argument that I, Evil Tyler, am hand placing specific shots to create a false narrative about the cities we discuss and cover in our videos.
Once again, Tyler is literally making shit up to push a narrative.
But here's the problem. I don't place the B-roll for my videos. I have 2 editors for my main channel.
No, shut the fuck up. It's your channel. It is literally your channel. Don't fucking offload this on your editors. Don't offload this on other people. It's your channel. These people represent you. You pay them. This isn't an argument. Oh man, could you imagine if I just did the work and did it right because I'm a journalist with a need for the truth to be, relevant? Wow, why didn't you do that? Interesting.
Or this shot, the same purpose.
I'm really glad Tyler here is telling us how easy it is to do this correctly after doing it incorrectly and saying that he could have.
Visualizing the gun crimes in question. Another example is this shot of a shootout in Chicago that made it in our video about Memphis.
So Tyler deliberately knew what he was doing.
Okay, let's take out that shot and replace it with any of these
Doesn't matter, bro. Then yeah, you should have done this.
shots. Does the gun crime go away? Does the gun wounds of these people that we interviewed in the Memphis video go away?
My gosh.
No, they don't. And that's completely irrelevant to the point at hand. Completely irrelevant to the point at hand. Just because it's similar, it doesn't mean it's accurate. It's like, hey guys, let's talk about racism. All right. And then I bring up like one dude at a Palestine, rally who's like carrying a Nazi flag. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, you're kind of doing a little bit of a overall slight misrepresentation. Maybe you're not representing the case perfectly. Maybe you have a bias. And that's really what this guy is getting accused of, as well as being a shitty journalist, which, bias then, therefore, yeah.
I'm out. I got shots. Stolen, side, back.
Got multiple times, man. It's dangerous out here.
You guys are strapped?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
You ever been blipped?
Yeah.
Actually, holy shit. When did that happen?
Let me show you something, man.
This is unexpected. I didn't expect so many people to get shot. Did you nearly
See
die?
that Yeah, I see you, man, 2-3 weeks. You just be out here like we in that shit pop off. People crazy out here right now.
But what's more deceptive is that we know Vince has combed through all of my videos. He doesn't show any of the people I talk to in my videos that tell us about the gun crime, and just to show how easy it is to make a mistake, Vince himself improperly cites this clip.
This clip isn't from Chicago. It's from Houston, Texas, 4 years ago. Tyler makes up shit to fit his narrative.
Hearts the comment where his viewer points his mistake out, and at the end of the comment, it still reads, "So Tyler still lied about it." Or this example of Vince pointing at the end of the comment, it still reads, "So Tyler."
It's actually from Dallas, Texas, not Houston. Real quick.
Properly cites this clip.
This clip isn't from Chicago. It's from Houston, Texas, 4 years ago. Tyler makes up shit to fit his narrative.
Hearts the comment.
It's still... Yeah. What is this? Yeah. He made, yeah. Oh my God. Okay. From North Texas, get into there. So, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, you know what? Hey, Vince is also a shitty videographer, in my opinion. I think that's fine to say. This is a misrepresentation. I wonder if Vince had a systematic system of doing this. But yeah, you know what? I guess, yeah, like on this part, yeah, I think this is a little bit of Vince eating a little bit of crow there, right?
Where his viewer points his
he corrects himself? Yeah.
Mistake out. And
Vince doesn't claim to be a journalist or documentarian. I don't know if... I feel like most internet people consider themselves, that are doing this sort of stuff, consider themselves in some way a journalist. And I'm sorry, a 49-minute video about a person, that's basically what I would consider like a small documentary, right? It's still a fuck up. The criticism's still there. But yeah, it's still a fuck up on Vince. I think that's fine, right? Especially if Vince is making this claim against Tyler, he should be extra careful not to have it be something that Tyler can obfuscate with, right? Like this is the nature of slop content, right? Don't fuck up. You know, he spent months on this one video, it seems. Like, yeah, I probably don't fuck up. You're probably gonna hurt the overall message, right?
At the end of the comment, it still reads, "So Tyler still lied about it." Or
because you did.
This example of Vince pointing out this flag.
Oh my God, and there's an ISIS flag. Clearly that isn't just a peaceful protests that there have ISIS flags in Sweden.
And his viewers correct him, stating it is the Shahada. If this is the logic, then Vince and I both lied about this nothing burger shot that could easily be replaced with 100 other examples of B-roll that serve the same purpose.
Which you didn't replace them with, once again.
And in this case, the fact that I can literally replace all of the shots you pointed out with 100 other examples that prove the exact same thing begs the question, why would we even—
Water Jelly, good afternoon, love you. No, Kami, I am not a gangster.
put these shots in there on purpose, leave them in, and not hide them or cut them out a year later? It doesn't make sense because we didn't, just like you didn't maliciously say this B-roll shot was from Houston when it was actually from Dallas. Vince is ultimately zooming in on granular detail to argue that I am a deceptive, manipulative liar when he himself does the exact same thing in his video attacking me.
It's more of a hypocrisy of his morals.
Okay, Decory, good afternoon, love you. This is what happens with the Fantasy Thursday, okay? Thursday. What this comes down to, dude, for me, is that Tyler isn't supporting a systemic failure on Vince's part in terms of accuracy. He's pointing out one, and Vince pointed out a systemic failure on Tyler's part. Tyler's response to that is, it's not my fault, my editor did that. Cowabunga, good afternoon, love you. Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. This doesn't...
And I found this quote from an openly gay member of Congress that sums up Craig's situation nicely. It's a violation of principles to vote one way and act another.
Why did he pretend to be an asylum seeker to get processed by Border Patrol? To see where we would end up, the behind-the-scenes logistics of how the government would process someone claiming asylum.
Yeah, I mean, it fills up the whatever, but I can actually didn't agree with Vince on this. I think that it can clog up law enforcement to do stupid little stunts like this and shit. However, I don't actually think I have a problem with that much. If you do legitimately think there is a problem that needs to be addressed. A good example of this would be during the Reagan administration. You had that one person. It was either the Reagan administration or it was either Reagan, Nixon, or Carter. There was this one journalist that got admitted into a psych ward. No psychiatric stuff, they just faked it, and then they reported on what happened to them there. That ended up leading to the Fuhrer within this country to close down most of our sanitariums and state-run mental health facilities. Because there were abuses. There were massive and insane abuses in those sanitariums. So yes, I may have said the president's names a little bit slowly. I was just trying to figure out how exactly I wanted to say what I was going to say. And so yeah, I just don't think that I have this large of a problem with it. It was Reagan, says Ronan. I mean, again, I can't confirm or deny, and I don't want to Google it. I just know that it happened. And, correct me in the comments below if you have a problem with me, any of my stuff.
Asylum and what that process looked like. Seems kind of interesting as an American tax-paying citizen to know how this process works. What's funny about
Jem, good afternoon, love you.
this though is Vince feigns some moral outrage that I'm in the van for 20 seconds.
What the fuck are you thinking, Tyler? Literally, you took up the spot of someone that was an actual person fleeing their lives as a fucking meme. What the actual fuck are you thinking? You know the Border Patrol system is backed up for years, and you're just adding on to that for no reason at all.
And that I've taken up someone's spot?
Growling Arachnid had me in the first round. Bring back the asylums. Followed up by throw Resi in them. Thanks, bud. Thanks. What's this?
To enter America when, once again, I'm literally in the car for 20 seconds. The Border Patrol guys laugh it off. No harm, no foul.
Let's go. What about this guy?
See?
He's a YouTuber.
No.
You see the camera?
I got denied access.
It's not like I pushed some pregnant woman out of the way to take the last spot in the van. There was no one else left waiting to get in the van. Even if I did take a seat, I wouldn't have been taking someone else's seat.
Who cares?
You know this, Vince, because you watched my video and you see me in the back of the line. Why did Tyler pretend to be alone in fear for his life in Jamaica, but in reality, his tour guide was right next to him the entire time? Oh, this is one of Vince's big gotcha moments where he thinks he proves that I'm willing to lie about the tiniest of stuff, so why wouldn't I then embellish or lie about even bigger, more...
Well, no, you literally said that the tour guide left you at one point, and the tour guide's version of it, he never left you.
Important issues. But the problem is, he's wrong, and here's the evidence to prove it. For context, he's referring to when I'm in Trenchtown, one of Jamaica's most dangerous neighborhoods. At a certain point, my guide and I are separated, and this random dude tells me to come to the farm.
I'm going by the farm.
That's... Is this not the guide?
The farm?
The farm, that is our farm.
Right over there.
Yeah, we can go over there, come.
To which my cameraman, myself, and this guy go to the farm. It all
No? Okay, well.
ends well. We had a great...
I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember. But, like, the thing is, it's like, he literally watched the guide around him the whole time.
time. I even used my voiceover to immediately compliment this guy for giving me a little tour and showing me unexpected hospitality.
While my guide was nowhere in sight, I first thought I was setting myself up to get robbed, but it turns out this guy was giving me a full tour of the community with unexpected hospitality.
Vince,
Oh, that's why I thought that that guy was the tour guide. Okay, yeah, I'm a
zooms in on this
dumbass.
voiceover,
Okay,
trying
fine.
to paint this moment as if I was lying and that my guide was with me the entire time.
Visiting the garden right now. A little baby young mango. Is this where you make the juice?
So I'm thinking, oh my god, Tyler's gonna get murdered. Tyler's in the murder capital of the world without his guide. Oh my god, he's gonna die, he's gonna get robbed. Seems pretty bad. But let's watch this interaction from a different angle.
Is this where you make the juice?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, so this is what we just tried.
Oh, okay. That's Tyler's cameraman. That's clearly the same thing going on. Where's this camera angle from? Oh, it's almost like his guide was right there and took this footage, but Tyler had to sell it off is that his guide was nowhere to be seen and that Tyler was gonna get murdered.
But in reality, my guide was not there, and here's 28 minutes of behind the scenes footage that show him and I separated.
Ooh. Wait, so in this 28 minutes of the footage, when you're separated from your guide, Malls, good afternoon, love you, it's not my birthday. Separated from the guide, right? You're just, I'm gonna be honest, at no point during any of this, right? At no point during any of this it seems like he's just having really genial conversations, you know? Like extremely genial conversations, right?
And here's the exact moment where him and I reconnect.
I'm Tyler, and I'm Blake up there getting some footage and thing. As for me, it's a little bit early in the morning and me hungry.
And here's my guide's POV in that same 2-hour-long vlog that Vince points to in his video, stating that we were together the entire time. Yet look, where am I? We aren't together.
You know what? I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna kind of give this point to Tyler. Because I kind of assumed that Tyler was just, you know, actually, like, did separate. Didn't seem really that crazy. I still think that Tyler overrepresented the dangers of being without the guide. But, you know, I think I can kind of give him this. I think I'm okay with that. You know?
And then look at that. There's the exact moment from my guide's POV where we reconnected.
Tyler's guide posted a 2-hour-long vlog of their entire day, and the guide was there the entire time. Tyler wasn't walking on his own about to get murdered. That was all just made up.
But Vince knows that no one is going to fact check this, and he tries to use it.
Well, actually, isn't it like worse because Tyler literally had his cameraman buddy there with him? Wait, why didn't he just make that point? Actually, no, you know what? I'll give Tyler this one. I think we're gonna give Tyler this one. Every Tyler has his minute, okay?
To build his case that I'm a liar. Vince's continual self-glaze of his attention to detail only further pronounces his malice in the way he cuts this video together and proves that he either lied or B, he didn't have all the evidence and he speculated.
And this is just something where it's so small. But why do you have to lie about this?
His entire point is that
he overrepresented the danger in that current moment, Primordial. I think that is absolutely a fine thing to say. That he overrepresented the danger at that current moment to make it seem as if he was currently terrified for his safety, which is what I think a core crux of that interaction was. That's why I think I'm okay with saying it seems like he's overrepresenting the danger, right?
Trying to paint this sense of danger that doesn't actually exist, which is funny because he conveniently cuts out and omits all of—
Yeah, someone ushered him off the streets in the murder capital of the world as a tourist. Yet someone who walked around with him for 30 minutes, introduced him to various people in the community Tyler seemed to have pretty casual, normal conversations with, right? If Tyler's afraid, that's on him for trusting somebody he had met 30 minutes previous. Okay, I'm sorry. Go to any city in the world, anywhere, and you have like one of those come out. Yeah, guess what? You're probably gonna get screwed over, Dad. Right? Nair, good afternoon, love you.
This testimony from people that live in the community.
Well, we're seeing a lot of people dying by guns. That is the most violence we are seeing right now. And
Trenchtown is full of crime and violence going on. It's been a long time now till my child come and get involved by crossfire. He's now shot and can't walk.
Crime and violence, sometimes we just need that for stop. Just the crime and violence.
They'll shoot each other?
Yeah. Thing is just different now, and it wasn't like this before. As you can see, it's like it's a cemetery.
Vince also cuts out—
Lurk, good afternoon, love you. Guy could have easily been within shouting distance or had contacts nearby. Lurk, I'm just gonna say this. When it comes to Vince's looking at the material, what Tyler himself has shown us, and then shown us of the material recorded by the Jamaican guide that Tyler, had in his envoy. In the nature of all those things, and Tyler's claim that he was, had the guide around him at all times, I think, or in Vince's claim that Tyler had the guide around him at all times. Apologies. I think I'm okay with just saying, yeah, this is fine. This is a minor point. This is still a minor point.
Any of the good vibes or positive moments. We met this entire self-sufficient community. We're in the ghetto, but everyone's super nice.
Boom, 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 boom.
In Trenchtown with my boy. Because his goal is that when I reach out to someone from a different city, they Google my name, find his video, and they find out I'm just some big bad liar trying to paint their community as negative. Look at this comment and tell me anything he's done thus far is in good faith. Why did Tyler fabricate—
Abby, good afternoon, love you.
the story of the Jamaica bank truck robbery? Vince is referring to this beryllium truck I pointed out for 1 second in my Jamaica video. Bullet holes on that thing. We saw a beryllium truck. That's the equivalent of one of the trucks in the US that carries the cash. The beryllium trucks are these big black armored trucks that are often used in Jamaica to transport cash. My guide, Jamaica Walk By, was the one who actually told me about these trucks because there was a large problem with people shooting at these trucks and robbing the cash from inside of them. If you Google Jamaica beryllium truck, you can find countless countless articles of these trucks getting robbed from the local Jamaican news. And here's a clip of even my guy jokingly saying he's afraid about being around these trucks because of the reputation of them getting robbed.
That's what you're talking about. Keep on. There's bullet holes on that thing.
I am pretty still terrified about the whole thing with the bird.
This is probably a 2-second mention in my video, but Vince's goal is to establish that once again, I'm lying about dumb, random stuff to create this false narrative of there being crime in Jamaica. It's a known problem, and I'd venture to guess he in fact knew this after doing his research. You'll notice he prides himself in his attention to detail, yet this somehow slipped him. The very fact that these cars are known for getting shot and robbed at.
Bro, he's literally calling into question if you're a journalist and if the information that you provide is valid enough to be considered worthwhile. Bro, this is just, oh my God, I could have done it better. This is a shower thought video. This is literally shower thoughts for the common man, dude. Like, bro, this is like oh my God, dude, I totally would have won that internet argument if I just, commented this. Dude, this is absurd, Dud.
Ultimately, this is part of Vince's growing argument that I'm inventing tiny lies to create a false narrative of there being crime in places where it isn't.
That's how bad it is. People are robbing the cars. They're robbing the bank cars. That's how bad it is here. Why do you have to lie about that? Why do you have to make up this insane narrative? Oh my God, there was a robbery in place and I was about to... That didn't happen, Tyler.
For someone who spent 4 months hyper-analyzing everything I've ever done, you'd think they'd also Google Jamaica beryllium truck robberies to at least look into the point I'm presenting of these trucks being robbed. But no, he calls me a liar, says the bullet holes I mentioned on the car is actually due to a paint job. None of this exists. I've just made it all up. But as we know, Vince's faith, poorly constructed argument has one goal, which is to discredit me.
Yes. Yeah, but the whole thing is you looked at something, you put in a video, you said, oh my God, look at the bullet holes on it. There weren't bullet holes on it. You left that in. Guy, oh my God. It's just, I wish Tyler would just accept that he makes slop content.
Attack my channel and prevent me from working with people in the future. Why did he fabricate the story of a Christian seafood restaurant selling sex for $15 and being a brothel? Let me explain. 1. I asked my guide how much the prostitutes in the area we were in charged for sex. He gave me a number that roughly converted to $15 US.
How much for one night out there?
I'm not so sure. It all depends on which one you go to. I should think maybe like 15 bills for real, 2 grand a night, or maybe 2 grand per 3 hours. I honestly don't know.
20-30 bucks.
Yeah.
2. We were driving through this area called the back.
Wait. So the guide had literally no idea, and he just kind of ran with it. Okay, sorry, good afternoon, love you.
Basically a little red light district where many prostitutes...
Yeah, dude, we gotta send, like, Primordial and Nair and every other one of you fucking incel freaks to wherever this guy's at, man.
Prostitutes are working the streets and where they take their clients back to these...
Now, what I'm trying to say is that it's like, if the claim is, if he's making these claims about it being a sex trafficking thing, you would think he might try to, like, I don't know, hire one of them, see how much it actually costs, rather than just kind of running with that as the number.
Little love hotels.
Back road. That's the real life of it. You can't get more realer than this. That's exactly what's there. The motels are there, the rooms are there, the prostitutes are there. Young, old, middle class, everybody's there, bro.
I asked my guy.
Tyler literally doing the JD Vance line. I know there were no people eating dogs, Albury. There are real problems I'm trying to show.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, it's not like a grift thing, right? This guy isn't a grifter. Okay, Tyler isn't a grifter. I do believe he believes in his journalism. He believes in the work that he's putting out. He believes that he's projecting an image of the world that the elites don't want you to see. I don't believe he's a grifter. I believe he believes in this. Right? But I also think Tyler is willing to do anything to make you believe that too. Just like JD Vance would malign a entire culture and like peoples to go ahead and push a narrative he knows to be untrue. And that it isn't a systemic narrative. It isn't a systemic thing. People weren't eating cats and dogs all around. None people were doing that. JJ, good afternoon, love you. Right? That's what this means is, again, if you want to show us there's a systemic issue, which Tyler doesn't have an issue with, now that he's being criticized about it, do it in the video that you make the claims. Eddie, thank you for the 200 bits. Good point. Eddie, good afternoon. Love you.
If it was a hotel, he said yes.
This is where people go to have sex?
Yeah. You probably can just go out the gate and just catch a look quick.
This is a hotel?
Yeah.
The pirate ship? This is where some of the ladies get taken to go have sex in. Let me hop out for 1 minute, Blake. Rolling. This is one of the hotels where the ladies get brought to have sex with the customers, the Johns. It is called the Pirate Ship Seafood Restaurant. I guess that's just a front, or seafood restaurant by day, prostitute brothel hotel at night.
He's not saying my guide told me this. He's saying this as if it's like some sort of factual thing that he himself investigated. You know?
So Tyler just walking around, sees this restaurant and sees that the lights are on and assumes that, oh my god, that's where all the people are getting fucked in there, man. It's just fucking grimy. It's a...
Yeah, by relying on his guide and then maligning a business without doing any research, just telling them to pull over real quick. Nihilify, good afternoon, love you.
Brothel, it's the dirtiest place you've ever seen. Yeah, that's where it's happening at. Tyler, this is a Christian catering restaurant that does weddings. What?
By the way, if you guys don't know this, Christians can still do prostitution because Christian in the West doesn't really mean anything anymore.
Why the fuck would you just make up a lie about this?
But I do want to establish a clear difference between me just inventing a lie and throwing this restaurant under the bus with no context versus me misunderstanding a quick little back and forth between my guide and then expanding upon something I didn't fully understand. Even watching it's embarrassing because I clearly don't even know what I'm talking about. It was not my intent to throw this restaurant under the bus, and I legitimately thought it was a brothel. On the bright side, my viewers only left 5-star reviews and said Tyler Oliveira sent me here. I apologize.
Oh, yeah, I just called a thing that isn't a whorehouse. I just accused somebody of committing a crime that didn't commit a crime. Curious. Oh, my bad, guys. You know, look at my viewers. They didn't leave any bad reviews.
Apologize, hey, buddy. I fucked up and it's been deleted from the video. Why did he hide the fact that 9/11 truth or ex?
Good shit. Did you do it after after Vince called you out? If so, good. You know, and good on Tyler. I think that's a good thing to do.
He brought on believes Israel blew up the World Trade Center. I never hid that. I never even knew that before Vince's video. And we mainly discussed how he thinks 9/11 was a false flag and how he believes it was a controlled demolition. But
So you just interviewed a guy without looking into the fact that he thought a bunch of dancing Jews did 9/11? You completely glossed over that part of the Wikipedia, buddy? Like, this is basic level journalism shit. To investigate the people that you're interviewing. Okay.
I'm sure there's plenty of other stuff he believes as well that would be equally controversial in Vince's eyes. How did you come to the conclusion that 9/11?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, saying that the Jews did 9/11 is pretty fucking controversial. You know? And I'm just gonna say this. Hey guys in chat, can I get a 1 in chat if you think it's controversial to say the Jews did 9/11? Can I get a 2 in chat if you don't think it is? Thank you, Nair, for fixing that. Omni. Okay, guys. Okay. You guys are being oppositionally defiant, and I cannot deal with that. Okay. Lua, good afternoon, love you. Can we at least, like the YouTube video You're going to be oppositionally defiant. Shiny, good afternoon, love you. Random, good afternoon, love you. That would be nice. Thank you.
Was a false flag.
Everyone is saying what? No, they're not, Fairy. A lot of people are saying to troll, okay? We are a troll community. It happens.
For the first 10 years, I did not think anything other than the official narrative. Then, after being shown a close-up video of building number 7 coming down, and that got me going because it's obvious to me that building 7 was a controlled demolition.
With that being said, I want to use Vince's point here to address a more important point and theme he presents throughout his entire video, which is that if I platform or give a voice to someone in my video, I am endorsing it, co-signing it, or treating it as a matter of fact.
If you are an interviewer and you don't push back on what people say or attack them for crazy shit that they have said, and you give them a platform, you are literally co-signing what they say. You presented this person as an expert. That expert believes the Jews did 9/11. Okay.
This whole video is based around Tyler just asking questions, or the Haitians eating the cats, with no evidence to back it up. Now, this is a common tactic used by conspiracy theorists. So Tyler, let me ask you a question. I heard your mom was sucking some dong for $50 at the bar, and I had a good friend of mine tell me that they saw her in the car sucking some dong.
Vince, come on, man. Bringing up your mama jokes at 33? Vince, keep my mom out of this, and I'll keep your wife out of it. Okay.
Tyler is so real for this one. Tyler is so real for this one. Your mom jokes are kind of funny and cute. Tyler, I think, is going a little bit crazy with the wife thing. Okay? Like, I'm going to attack what's closest to you. You can call me Dan Clancy. You can call me Dan Saltman, because you look like a Clancy right now, buddy. Because Hassan won't listen to me.
Okay. I can tell you an insane conspiracy theory based on no evidence, present it as a question, and it almost gives it some validity.
And this is simply not true. In his video, he mostly spends time looking at my video where I went to Springfield, Ohio, when Twitter was in uproar trying to figure out if the Haitians in Springfield were actually eating cats. Point being...
Oh, I mean, yeah, Shiny, it felt like that felt like a threat because it was a threat. Okay. It was a threat. It's okay to say that it was a threat.
Vince only shows interviews in his video that make it appear as if I'm co-signing racist ideas, wild beliefs, etc., etc.
Aliens built the pyramids? Do you think it's possible George Bush did 9/11?
Wait for me right now.
Oh! Tyler was so real for that one too, though.
Who are you afraid of at night?
Men.
Which men? Men in general, or specific types of men who come from different places?
Men.
If he was black, would you guys date?
Bonjour. Point being, Vince will selectively only...
Well, yeah, because you're asking questions in a leading manner. You're asking leading questions. What are you afraid of? Men? Men that come from a specific place? No, just men. You're asking leading questions. Again, bad journalist behavior.
Show you one side of the groups of people I interview and not show you the others.
Depuis 10 juin 2024.
How did you get here to Charleroi?
Bon, je suis dans Charleroi parce que je papier nan même qui temporaire. Immédiatement temps pa m'nan écoulé, sa gouvernement m'a dit c'est li m'a fait.
All right.
Yeah, now that all the immigrants have gotten here, guess what? You're getting new stoplights.
Say hello, they'll smile to you. I don't know how many times I still sleep with my doors open.
Okay, interesting.
And I've never had to worry about it. It's more the Americans, and I'll bring back the park again. You go over there on Saturday and Sunday, you see the Haitian families, mom, dad, kids, using the park exactly for what it's.
Nobody's eating dogs and cats here. The Haitians aren't bothering us.
So this is a moment. I would never have caught this on my own. Excuse me. However, I do want to shout out this one person who made this post on Reddit. 1 second, find it, because for some reason I don't have this. I'm gonna lose my mind, dude. Oh, wait. Is it gone? Huh. Wait, no, this post was gone. Oh, I might have to look this up. I thought I had this saved. Apparently I do. Apparently I do not have this saved. That's on me. Alright, remember to cut this out.
There's not 4,000 Haitians here. Maybe 1,000, maybe. That's really odd. They're good.
Oh! Yeah, never mind.
Sure.
They're all working. They're going up to a school up here to learn English.
Ironically, we may have found the most accepting, loving town in America. And so I ask you, how can I both co-sign this answer and this answer in the same video? I heard there were rumors of Haitians eating the neighbor's cats and a Canadian goose. Is that true or completely false?
Non,
No?
non, mwen bak.
Ok.
Mwen bak kou de sa.
Okay.
Bak kwe sa tou. Petet mwen ki do a gon problem edikasyon ki fel ta fe sa, men bak kwe.
We've lost a whole bunch of cats. There was a van pulled over that had over 100 cats in it with the Haitians. They said they was eating them.
True or no?
Non.
No, okay. Why is everyone coming here?
Haïtien vini se pou travay, men manger chat, non.
Or is it possible in these videos that I'm actually trying to get answers from both sides of a given question and try to see what they both believe in? I chose to respond to Vince's video for a few reasons. One, how factually incorrect it is.
Oh, he's just doing it both sides, dude. Not, there is this impossible premise that was founded on false rumors, that was investigated to hell, that was all lies, and that a bunch of fucking people went ahead and lied to you because obviously that person did not see a van with thousands of cats and a bunch of Haitians saying we're gonna eat them. That's a lie. That is a fundamental lie. And the whole premise of the video to say there are two sides to this, yeah, there are two sides. Retards and cognizant, conscious people. You guys know what side Grackle's on.
2, how unoriginal the claims are. 3, how emotionally driven these commentators become in their ambition to destroy me. And I've chosen to respond to this because I've witnessed in real time talking head streamers who take videos like Vince's, nod their head while they eat cereal, agree with everything, and move on to the next video, cementing false claims.
Oh, so Tyler didn't see mine where I said that Vince was a soy cuck. Okay, great. Thanks, Tyler!
As fact,
Pussy.
especially when they perceive the creator at hand to exist within a certain half of the political spectrum. None of these streamers are going to fact check anything, and Vince will not retract any of his claims. Listen, I want to welcome good faith criticism, and for you guys to—
Bro, what am I chopped fucking liver over here? Like the fuck? Did you though? Yeah, look at, I have the original video up. You can check it. We put it up. I did say a lot of the critiques I had about Vince's piece on that. Much to the chagrin of people being like, but he's racist, Rezzy, he's mean and he's racist. And I'm like, yes, but he's also a bad journalist. And I care more about the bad journalism thing than the racism thing.
use the comment section to let me know when we do make mistakes. I'm not trying to shy away from the fact that we have made mistakes, and we will probably continue to make a few mistakes going forward. And it's unfortunate that Vince and—
Now, this is unacceptable. What journalist is going to go out there, yeah, man, you know what? I'm going to fuck up every once in a while, right? Believe what I have to say, but just know I'm going to fuck up every once in a while. And you know what? Hey, it's my bad. Don't worry about it, though. Don't worry about it. Forget about it.
Other people like Vince waste their opportunity to give us actual constructive feedback and turn their personal frustration into a 50-minute hit piece designed to stop us from working with people in the future because they don't actually care about giving me constructive feedback. They don't like what we show and they don't want me on YouTube. Whether it's these types of people calling me Hitler or calling me racist or assuming malice to any and every tiny mistake we make,
I think they would. Never
At the
mind.
end of the day, these people are simply uncomfortable
something Hirohito
with the harsh but unfortunate realities that we do show. I've only been doing this journalistic documentarian work for the last 2 years. All I ask is you give us some time.
It's not journalism. It's not documentary work. A documentarian would put the effort in to make sure that the material he puts out needs no retraction whatsoever, especially on basic things like clip sourcing. No.
Time to adapt and grow into the responsibility that it's become. Anyways, Happy New Year's, everyone. Thanks for listening. Go hug your mom. Peace.
That was pretty bad. Yeah, a retraction when you get called out for it, like publicly in a systemic way, doesn't do anything for me. Especially if you say, I'm gonna still fuck up on this really basic thing. Okay. This video has confirmed me a few things. One, Vince is extremely soy. I'm fine with that. I was already there. My original prognosis of Tyler is that Tyler employs yellow journalism. He blurs the lines between reality and narrative to a point where the information he presents you is not going to be good. There's a frustration there with me because I do think we do have the slop content epidemic occurring right now all over YouTube. People putting out false claims, all of this becoming a part of the reality that we live in. And then we're all forced to have histories be rewritten in real time. I think the main quality of a journalist or anybody who's trying to produce some level of journalistic content is to create a history that we can at some point refer to. Tyler has completely failed in doing that. And by doing this video, using this extremely blasé, oh, well, I screwed up, but I could have done it better type of narrative is grotesque. To even think that this would be something you could accept within journalism. The retractions came after he was called out. He doesn't do the work, the investigation. He doesn't provide pushback. He will literally invite a person who says the Jews did 9/11 onto his show or onto an interview uncritically, without actually challenging these core central beliefs, which were, in case of that interview, the point of the interview. Tyler's a dog shit journalist. I don't plan on watching him again. But if you want to watch me again, remember to like and subscribe, where you'll get actual, at least trying to be unbiased coverage, right?